Man, EVO 2019 is just around the corner, and we are really excited here at Sleepy Bear Games. EVO over the last couple of years has become kind of a mini E3, so to speak, with how many hype announcements there are, and how many guest characters are revealed, and especially how, different fighting games are revealed. And even games that are revealed at E3 get extended trailers at EVO. It's like Christmas in July, except it's in August. It's so awesome. So with these type of events come predictions, and here's ours at Sleepy Bear Games. Mine specifically. This is Ray with Sleepy Bear Games, by the way. Now, a lot of games in the EVO Top 9 pretty much already have their DLC plans laid out, so there's really no surprises there. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Nintendo doesn't really have a good enough relationship with EVO, so I'm not expecting anything out of them. Mortal Kombat 11 already has their DLC roadmap. Sindel and Nightwolf will probably get trailers. Samurai Showdown has their roadmap. Janemba was recently revealed for Dragon Ball FighterZ, and I really don't think we're going to get much else other than maybe a few gameplay tweaks coming up. I'm not even going to pretend to know anything about Cross Tag Battle or Under Night in Birth. I mean, I'm a fan of niche games, but I'm not actually in that niche. So if you guys like those games, I commend you for it. I just don't know anything about it, and I'm not going to do you guys a disservice by talking about them, because I haven't really been following that scene, and I don't really play those games, unfortunately. And then Street Fighter V, well, they already had their EVO announcements leaked, so there's that. E-Honda, I hope there's a lot of E-Honda fans out there. Lucia from Final Fight 3? 3 is how many people were asking for that. Poison? Just a rehash. Man, I really hope Capcom has more to reveal about Street Fighter V, or, this is the final nail in the coffin for Street Fighter V. They've already lost their main event spot, and now it just seems like it just keeps trending downhill. I don't even think G, the president of the earth, can save us. Power to the ass! So in this video, I'm going to focus on two of the fighting games that I've been playing pretty hardcore over the last year, and that's Soul Calibur 6 and Tekken 7. And they are the ones that still have the air of mystery about them. I mean, Soul Calibur 6, it's been so quiet, and there's still one more character for Season 1 to be revealed, and it's Cassandra. Cassandra, yeah, it's Cassandra. It's pretty much a done deal that she's going to be revealed as the final character in Season 1. And if it's Cassandra and a few other creative parts and everything like that, is that it for Soul Calibur 6? I just don't think so. This is going to be their first time on the EVO main stage. They had a side tournament last year when Soul Calibur 6 was kind of like, pre-release, but man, that 2B announcement earlier this year was pretty hype, and I don't think Soul Calibur 6 is done just yet. So expect a Season 2 out of them for this, and the way they kick it off, well, Soul Calibur 6 is the king of guest characters. Despite the awesomeness that is Tekken 7's guest character roster, yeah, Soul Calibur is still the king when it comes to guest characters, and they started that trend all the way back in Soul Calibur 2. I mean, Link, Spawn, Heihachi. Wait, Heihachi? That one's kind of out of place. That was the PlayStation 2 guest character. But he wasn't exactly a guest character, he was just from another Namco fighter, and that's Tekken. Wait a minute, something's up there. And yes, the localization director recently revealed that Heihachi wasn't the original plan. The original plan for Soul Calibur 2 was Cloud. That's right, the spiky-headed hero from Final Fantasy VII who graced Super Smash Bros. So many years ago and continues to hype people to this day. Yeah, he was originally planned to be a guest character in Soul Calibur 2. So, Link, Spawn, Cloud? Oh man, which system do you get? Why not all three? I knew some people that had an Xbox, a PlayStation 2, and a GameCube all at once back in the high school years. Man, that's quite a privileged upbringing you had there to have all three of those consoles. I just had one. But sadly, the deal with Cloud fell through at the last minute, and they ended up putting Heihachi in the PlayStation 2 version of the game, and pretty much everyone was just focusing on either the Xbox or the GameCube version. Just about everybody wanted the GameCube version because Link in Soul Calibur 2, badass. Well, they have a chance here to rectify that situation. FF7 Remake is releasing later next March. What better time to put Cloud in a Soul Calibur game than right now? But I don't know. Cloud's already in Smash Brothers, so you would think that they would put him in a second game? I don't know. I would think instead of Cloud, why not someone who hasn't had the guest character limelight yet? Sephiroth. Especially considering that there's already a heavy sword wielder in Siegfried and Nightmare. So I would think that maybe yet another big katana wielder instead of Mitsurugi, Sephiroth could be totally different. And you look at the Creative Souls, just about everybody's trying to create him. I mean, next to 2B, and 2B actually got revealed. And considering that Bandai Namco have a relationship with Square Enix, considering that Noctis is already in Tekken, and 2B in Soul Calibur 6, I don't think that that partnership is done just yet. I really think that there's going to be a big partnership between Bandai Namco and Square Enix at this EVO, and it's a recurring trend that I got going on. But expect Cassandra to be announced as the final character, and then they tease Season 2, and would be Sephiroth. Do I even smell a Bloodborne hunter? I mean, they did use her in the promotional material leading up to Soul Calibur, Lady M that it was, created by Maximilian Dude. So yes, you have those announcements for Soul Calibur 6, and it really sets the tone for Saturday. But then we move on to Sunday Finals Day, to Tekken 7, the other Bandai Namco fighter on there. Now, Tekken 7, wow, my how the tables have turned. Once considered an outsider in the fighting game community, it now pretty much is holding its own. It was released in 2015 in arcades, then got released in consoles in 2017, and it just keeps gaining players, and it keeps gaining entrants into tournaments. It's just constantly growing, constantly expanding. The fire is just burning with Tekken 7, and it's showing no signs of slowing down. It's burning higher than Heihachi's mansion when Akuma invaded. And over the last two EVOs, Tekken 7 has had some pretty hype moments in terms of what Little Majin did last year with King. You see this expansion of King players online all of a sudden because of that. But then you go to the announcements that Tekken has doled out over the last two seasons. Geese Howard, that was out of nowhere. It was quite hype. And then Negan from The Walking Dead last year got the place exploding. So how do you top that this year? What exactly do you do? Well, first off, if you're going to do a full season, you got to bring back some Tekken Legacy characters. And I'm thinking in terms of Legacy characters, it's becoming slim pickings. I mean, you can only have so many more characters in Tekken 7 before it becomes a Tekken tag game, where you put everybody in. So if you wanted to pick from like Wang Jinrei, I don't know if that's going to move them. That might move the meter as much as E Honda will for Street Fighter. I think if anybody has a shot at getting in this season would be Ganryu, just because of Julia Chang from last season. And there really are no sumo fighters in Tekken 7, so sumo is a martial art that is quite underrepresented in Tekken 7. So I would expect Ganryu to be like pretty much a shoo-in as a legacy character as a part of Season 3. So then who do you have left? I mean, there's Christy Montiero, but she's an Eddie Gordo clone, and her story was pretty much wrapped up in Tekken 6. I think you save Jun Kazama for Tekken 8, because she hasn't really appeared in the story since 2. And you have to save some things for Tekken 8. As great as Tekken 7 is, it's the most popular Tekken since 5, and especially since 3. But if I think you were going to go with another character, it would have to be Bruce Irvin for Muay Thai. I might even throw Zafina in there as well if they're going to go with the standard of 4 characters. So for the legacy characters, I'm picking Ganryu, Bruce Irvin, and Zafina to get in the game. So that leaves the guest character. Who is it going to be? Well, Kiryu from Yakuza is definitely the most requested. Although Harada says, "Don't ask me for shit!" I don't know though, I think you might save him for the next Tekken. Or maybe they're not even doing anything with him because Sega might be secretly working on a Virtua Fighter and including Yakuza characters? Oh, that's the dream. But the bigger dream, and the one that actually makes sense, and I am not alone on this, I am 100% not alone on this, and I'm late getting this video out after Maximilian Dude has made his request for it, and Eris, Avoiding the Puddle, has as well? I don't know, I can never read that guy. But I think, along with so many other people, the guest character for Tekken 7 Season 3 is going to be Tifa from Final Fantasy VII. I want to see her suplex a bear and have the ground explode with a bunch of chickens and bowling pins. Man, that would be hype. Because to me, it just makes sense. Because what didn't make sense was Noctis. Why Noctis over Tifa? The reason was timing. Because I don't think Harada went into Square Enix's offices and pitched, "Hey, I'd like to be able to have a character for Tekken. You have Tifa. Let me have Tifa." And you have FF7 coming out, so why not do a crossover? FF7 cross Tekken 7? Makes sense, right? And then Square Enix probably came up to them and said, well, that is a great idea, except we're not exactly ready to be promoting FF7 just yet, and we ourselves have not even revealed what Tifa's going to look like in the remake, so we want to hold off on that. But we do have this game coming out called Final Fantasy 15 Royal Edition that we need to be promoting here. How would you guys like to have Noctis as a character? And Harada's like, I guess I could make that work. Well, he did. I actually like Noctis better in Tekken than I do FF15. He's pretty awesome, unless, you know, you get into high competitive play, then, you know, he's pretty much non-existent. But I'm a casual. So yeah, Noctis was cool, but he didn't make sense. And then I mentioned 2B and Soul Calibur 6 earlier, and sure enough, yeah, a little bit after that came out, the Nier Automata Game of the Year edition for PC came out. So it's all about promoting your upcoming games and timing and promotions. It is a business after all. So what better time to promote FF7 Remake and have Harada's original request of Tifa than to put Tifa in Tekken 7 a few months before FF7 Remake releases. Tekken 7 cross FF7, EVO 2019, hype as hell.